the dark side of booktube. One thing you probably didn't know is that every single year, countless of booktube creators stop making content. And in preparation for this video, I watched a bunch of videos from booktube creators that announced that they are leaving this platform. And today I wanted to have a discussion about, is there anything wrong with this community? Why are booktube creators quitting making content? And am I potentially also a part of the problem? Now, there's no doubt that I absolutely love this community, and I love getting recommendations, I love getting new friends, I love books, and I love talking about books. But I think it's important that every once in a while that we do look inwards and actually look at, is there anything we can do better? And also just understand why people decide to leave this platform for good. The first video I want to highlight is by Anne Williamson, which made a video 9 months ago called I'm Leaving Booktube.
It isn't always easy to be on booktube. It also can get quite time consuming to be part of booktube. In the 2.5 years that I've been actively posting on YouTube, I've not made a cent of money. I probably spend 10 to 20 hours a week on booktube, especially when I was posting 3 times a week.
Now, one thing that was made very clear from this video is that having a booktube channel can be seriously demanding. She mentioned that she made 3 videos a week and would spend maybe 10 to 20 hours a week creating content, and that also including watching other people's videos and so on and so on. And for most booktubers, the vast majority, they never get any financial return, and the channel grows very slowly. Now, one thing that a lot of people often don't think about is that booktube is incredibly niche on the YouTube platform. Just think about it. In real life, there are not that many people that love reading, and there are even fewer people that enjoy reading and also enjoy watching content about reading and books. Now, you might say, well, there's millions of people that would enjoy that, but considering like gaming or sports, those niches are 100 times larger, or maybe even larger than that compared to booktube. We are a tiny niche, and it can be ridiculously hard to actually grow on this platform. And while most people that start their channel actually do it because they're just passionate about books, creating videos is so demanding. First, you need to have the idea, then you need to set up your gear, then you need to record it, then you need to edit it, you need to come up with a title, a thumbnail. And I've sometimes spent like 10 hours or 15 hours on a video, uploaded it, and then just no one cares. And another point that Anne Williams made, which I thought was very interesting, is that the community is constantly changing. Like, people you used to follow, they stop uploading. New people come on this platform, and it can be very hard because maybe you joined the platform initially and you got some friends and you got some people that helped you motivate you, and then they left the platform, and you might feel very lonely on that journey. And then thirdly, she said that there's also an expectations to watch other booktubers' video. Now, in my opinion, I have never felt there's an expectation that I have to watch other people's videos, because if I did that, then I would literally only watch other people's videos and I wouldn't be making content at all. But what I think is really important with this video is that it is hard to be a booktuber. It is tiresome work. For most creators, it's never even rewarding, and it is incredibly time consuming. I then watched a video by Rana Najjar, I do apologize if I didn't pronounce that name correctly, which was called How Booktube and Goodreads Ruined My Reading.
But is reading a lot is always a good thing? And I think my answer will be no. There's this air of competition on booktube and Goodreads where everyone is trying to read as much books as possible without really giving attention to what they are reading. I have read crazy amounts of books that I have never read before, and most of them I can't remember anything of them, and the rest are some books I hated.
Now, the first point she makes here is that, is reading lots always a good thing? And the answer is no. I totally agree with her here that it can sometimes feel like there's a competition to just read lots of books instead of actually focusing on quality. Booktube and the algorithm definitely rewards people that have read lots of books. And it kind of makes sense, doesn't it? Like, if you see a video title stating, I read 100 books and these are the best books, then you're probably more inclined to click on that video than someone that said, like, I read 10 books in 10 years, and these are my thoughts on those 10 books, right? Obviously, you'll get more value from the person that has read lots of books. But one thing that is kinda ingrained in the booktube culture, which is not a good thing, is that we are just constantly being encouraged to read more and more and more, and read a book as quickly as possible just so we can pick up the next book. And the point that Rana makes here is that, what is the point of reading if we read so much and so fast that we don't end up remembering a single book? And then she also made this point that we're kind of being brainwashed by booktube, that having read 10 books in a year or 20 books in a year is actually not a high number, because we see other creators that have literally read 100 books or 200 books in a single year. I'm not sure what the solution is here, because if people have read 100 books, then they should be honest about it. But I just want to tell you right now that if you read 1 book per month or 10 books in a year, that is incredibly impressive. Most people read way less than that. So please, when you watch BookTuber, just keep it in mind that for a lot of BookTubers, this is literally their job. Their job is to create videos and read. And it's not normal to read 100 books a year. But yeah, I definitely agree with Rana here. BookTube can promote an unhealthy mindset of how much we should be reading and also why we read, right? Reading quality and actually enjoying the books is so much more important than actually reading lots and then forgetting more than half of them. The third video I looked at was Leaving BookTube by Miona Reads.
Think about it, I just decided that I think I want to leave. I don't feel valued as a creator. Like, I'm just gonna be honest, I don't feel valued as a creator. And it's like, I read every single genre. I read 40 books a month. I make a bunch of reviews. Even when I posted about leaving, I've had some other black creators saying like, yeah, they feel like leaving too. And it really sucks because there are so many black creators in this community and still no one has 100K yet. Like, come on now. There are literally people who weren't even a part of BookTube who started making BookTube videos, and then now they have 1 million subscribers and they're the biggest booktuber.
Now, similar to the first video I talked about here, Miona mentioned again and again that she just doesn't feel valued as a creator. And one thing I found very interesting is that she's been on this platform for like 5 years, and she talked about this frustration that she will work hard on videos and then new creators will come on this platform and just instantly grow faster than her. And while, as I stated, a lot of people create their BookTube channels just to have a small community and stuff like that, no one enjoys spending 5 or 10 hours on a video and then no one watches it. It kind of makes you feel insecure, and I can totally relate to Miona here. Now, another point that she made, which I thought was incredibly important and fascinating, is that she felt that there was a definite lack of representation in the BookTube community. Now, I don't know what the solution is to make the BookTube community more diverse, because at the end of the day, it's the YouTube algorithm that pushes certain videos to the forefront. But she talked about how she kind of felt lonely being one of the very few black BookTube creators, and how frustrating it was not to see more black or people from other backgrounds having a massive presence on BookTube. As I stated, I'm not sure what the solution is, but hopefully going forward, BookTube will be a place where all voices are represented. Now, the last video I want to highlight is TikTok's overconsumption problem. Is BookTube just as bad? I would highly recommend giving it a watch, but it's basically an essay about does BookTube and TikTok promote consumption and consumerism in an unhealthy way? And is book buying becoming similar to fast fashion, where people just constantly buy more and more books and we actually don't appreciate the words within? Now, I'll be the first one to acknowledge that I, without a doubt, love having book hauls. I love showcasing my pretty books, and if I'm being absolutely honest, I don't only showcase books because I get any benefits from it, but it's because I genuinely love my books. But I want to make it clear again, booktubers, we often get free stuff, and the most important thing is the words within the books. Please never feel pressurized that you have to own certain editions of books to actually be part of this community. As long as you read the book, then that is absolutely fine. And if you don't have the means, please just rent the book from the library. You really do not need to own the book. But yeah, according to Alina, she made a great video about this one, and I'll link it down below. So those are some of the dark sides to BookTube. Creators can feel burned out because they don't feel appreciated. There's a lack of diversity. BookTube can promote an unhealthy way of looking at reading, and BookTube can often promote consumerism in a very unhealthy way. But even with all of those things, I still think that BookTube is one of the best communities out there, and every single community does have its flaws. But I would love to hear your thoughts on what you think about the BookTube community, and which areas you think that we can improve, and also in which areas you think I can improve as a content creator. Now, I made a similar video a couple months ago called Is TikTok and BookTube Destroying Reading? If you want to learn more about this topic, and I'll link it here. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for watching to the end of this video. Now, if you want to support what I do here, then I do have a Patreon. Now, a reason why I created a Patreon was to find a new way to reinvest to the channel, because basically since I created my Patreon, I spent around 100% of my earnings to hire an editor to do a couple of videos for me a month. Now, since creating my Patreon, an editor has done more than 20 videos for me on my channel, so it makes a huge difference. Now, if you join my Patreon, you will also get some benefits. For example, you'll get a name in my videos like these guys. You'll also be able to join the exclusive Viking book club, where every month we read one book together, and you might be the one to put the book forward. This month we're reading this book, and next month we're reading this book. You also get to vote on my next read, get access to exclusive videos like a wrap-up or even book reviews, and so much more. But this is totally voluntary, but all support is much appreciated.